This might be the most direct video I've ever made, and I want to start with something that sounds wrong. The most painful years of your life can become the most valuable thing you own. Not despite of the pain, but because of it, my brother. And I'm going to show you exactly how. And then I'm going to show you exactly the system I built from all of the pain I've went through, so you don't have to go through the same bullshit. So hang on, brother. I was around 18, 19 or 20 years old. The time is blurry, brother, because I took a lot of drugs and it was quite traumatic. But it was after my time of being a homeless drug addict. It was when I had got my shit together and I was sitting outside on a park bench just thinking, smoking a cigarette. Alright? Some guy joined me, huge guy, intimidating, but I knew him from before, saw him before, we smoked a few joints before, it's a familiar face. So I thought everything's fine. And I remember when he asked me what was going on, and I told him that I've been homeless, that I've been a drug addict. I told him my story, and that I could now live again with my parents, even though things were still hard, and it's not a safe haven for me there, but at least I don't have to be on the streets anymore, and those kinds of things. And he nodded. He was there for me. I think he was making a joint at that moment, and yeah, he listened while rolling the joint, just normal stuff. And since he was there, I thought to myself, you know what, I will open up, because I needed somebody to listen. I just needed some bigger guy who's there, right? And yeah, I thought he wants to listen. Maybe he wants to give me some advice. So I just unpacked. I told him everything. And after I was done, he was quiet for some moment. He nodded. He said, whatever. And I thought he would give me some advice, but instead he looked at me with a slight smirk, and he asked me in German, "What kind of whore is your mother to treat you like that?" And he did it on purpose, to trigger me, to insult my mother. And I did nothing. Because I couldn't. He was big, strong, intimidating. If I would have said something wrong in that moment, he would have beaten me up. As simple as that. Just like that. Because he could. Because maybe he felt like it. So I shut up. I had to. And of course I had problems with my parents in that time. But nobody is in any position to insult my mother. Nobody. And even though in my heart I wanted to do something, I couldn't. I simply couldn't. I was weak, a weakling. Nobody, no presence, no weight behind me. And that single moment taught me everything I needed to know about the man I was at that time. So I decided I have to change. I never wanted to feel like this again, right? That somebody else is in control of the whole situation, that I can do nothing. I was so weak. Even if I would have tried something, he would have just beat me up. I couldn't fight. I was nothing. Yeah, that is an experience I never forgot. Which somehow is good, even though it sounds fucked. So yeah, after some time at my first apartment, and I was broke. Broke, bro. The kind of broke that for some while I just ate onions that I fried in sunflower oil. The kind of broke that I just had flour and water from the sink, and I just made some dough and I tried to make pancakes from it. Fuck, that kind of broke, alright? And since I knew I had to change something, I started. Push-ups, dips, self-improvement books, meditation, visualization, policing my thoughts, how to actually control my mind, and then, affirmations, all those journaling, all those positive things. And my mission was simple. After this incident, my mission was, I want to be the best version of myself I can be. I tried 9 to 5 to get some money in, and I figured quite quickly that's not for me. I tried an apprenticeship in a software company, And the idea was fine, but having somebody telling me when to arrive, when to have lunch, when to leave, a boss telling me what to do, what not to do, bro, I couldn't. When there is somebody telling me what to do, it's like, cannot handle that. So I read books. So I watched videos, more books, more videos, and somehow Google Ads and websites clicked with me. And this is what I dived in after trying, e-commerce, dropshipping, all that bullshit. I just stick with Google Ads and websites. And at some point, I was able to do that shit. I figured by myself. So what I did was I went to my town, knocked doors, and told them, well, nobody can find you on the internet. You need a website. So people, if they search for you, they can find you. So I sold them, and not only that, I told them, well, if you want a lot of people to find you, you have to do ads. And yeah, this is essentially how it started. And the money I made, I put into crypto, and I was very early. And slowly but steadily, my income rose, which is great. Was it hard? Yes. Was it uncomfortable? Yes. Did I say no to everything and everybody that interrupted my focus? Yes. I stopped visiting family gatherings, birthdays, Christmas, Easter. Every time I was invited, I said no. And everybody thought I'm a weirdo for that, but I didn't give a shit. I literally couldn't have cared less because I knew what I wanted, and this was the only thing that was important for me. A few years before, just imagine, a few years before, I've been a homeless drug addict, and then a few years later, I was making a 5-digit income monthly. Consistently. And then there were some people judging me, telling me, oh, this is weird. He's not even coming to the family gatherings. Dude, bro, I don't give a shit what they think. 5 years before, or less even, I've been homeless. So think about that. So my identity changed essentially. I left Germany. Everything was grey on grey there. I hated looking outside of the window. So I packed my things, left my relationship, left everything. My life became the following. I woke up in the morning, work all day, gym in the night in the 24/7 gym, waking up in the morning, working, gym, over and over. This was my life. And it worked, but I got fat, bro. Out of shape. So I thought to myself, I figured how to go from a homeless person to 5 figures monthly. What if I take the exact same principles and apply them to my body and my nutrition? It worked, brother. I went from a fat, busy business owner to a ripped, busy business owner. And then I asked myself, what's next? And I remembered something. When I was a teenager, women rejected me over and over and over. And I wanted to do this little version of me a favor. But so I applied the same principles for dating. Guess what? It worked. And I got really lost, bro. Multiple girlfriends at the same time, degeneracy, and for a while it felt like a proof that I made it, but it was just empty. And the more I indulged, the less I felt good. It's like a bottomless pit. It's like the more you pour into it, the more it wants. And that took me a while to understand. But yeah, and I was searching for something bigger for my life. And since I'm a man, I thought about joining the army or going to some special forces. But as I'm a German and I don't like the country Germany anymore, I didn't want to serve my country. And I still don't because they fucked it up. So what was my bigger calling? I became a fighter, a Muay Thai fighter. I trained Muay Thai for years on end, lots of sparring, amateur fights, and just for me to end up in the biggest stadium for Muay Thai in Bangkok, in the Ratchadamnern Stadium. Guess what? My first fight in there, and I won.
We have a winner by way of ticket knockout, red corner,
Imagine 1,000 people watching you, brother, and even your brothers from the New Elite, which is a network for high net worth individuals who are all working on being the best version of themselves they can be, rooting for you, shouting for you. You know how beautiful that is? From broke to a man that can provide. From fat to ripped. From rejected to wanted. From amateur to fighting in the biggest stadium of Muay Thai in Bangkok. Every single time, same pattern. I decided who I am first, And then I became it after. And I didn't have a name for it at that time, but that was identity shift over and over, on repeat, years before I understood how it worked. What I'm about to show you isn't motivation, it is a system. And I tell you now, if you're looking for something easy, stop watching, fuck off, this isn't for you. This is for men who are done lying to themselves. Not for men who want to feel good for 20 minutes and go back to the same loop tomorrow. Alright? If you need something that feels good, fuck off. Fuck, please just leave. You will waste your and my time. So yeah, here's what I didn't understand until years later, my brother. After meditating daily and practicing semen retention for 6 months straight, I went back and looked at every version of myself. So let's start with the homeless drug addict, then to, well, some guy who at least has his first apartment but is super broke and has to fry onions, to an entrepreneur with money but fat and out of shape, to a ripped businessman, to a playboy, to a fighter, and nowadays a coach, engaged, living a life I love. And I saw the same thing every single time. I never disciplined my way into change. I decided who I was first, and the discipline followed automatically every time, without exception. Discipline often feels like a foreign concept to men because they don't actually want what they're telling themselves they want. But as soon as you truly decide who you are, the discipline isn't something you force. It is something, it's just what you do. It becomes a byproduct. Identity first. Everything else just follows. I did it a few times, 5, 6, 7 times by accident before I had a name for it. And it really clicked after years of meditation, sitting with myself, going back through everything I'd lived. Wait, what did I always do? Why did I change? How did I do that? Because it's like I lived multiple lives, but it was always the same. It was always me. So what was the principle behind it? And yeah, this entire mechanism behind it I called alchemy of will. Not motivation, not willpower, identity installed deliberately, instead of discovered by accident after years of pain like I did. Let me show you what it looks like, brother, when it's installed deliberately. Hello, brother. So, as mentioned, this is the alchemy of will. Here is where the magic happens. I start with each and everybody of who comes into my coaching with this. This is a time scheduler, and we track your time every 30 minutes. Why? Because like so we find that time, because that time means vacuum response, and vacuum response means scrolling, wasting time, dating women you don't want to date, watching stuff you don't want to watch, doing stuff you don't want to do. If we pinpoint out all the stuff, all the moments in your life where you waste time, I can, with you, build the routines to ship your way around it. And essentially, you get this time back because time is an ending resource and time is the leverage for everything in your life. The cornerstone of my coaching is the visualization, but I do it differently than what you expect. I combine it with certain type of binaural beat that speak to your subconscious. Therefore, everything we do in my personalized, customized visualization for you is something that overrides your subconscious. It's basically a hypnotization. And we do it once per day at least before sleeping. But the more you do it per day, the more we can shift and the faster we can shift your identity, brother. And the most important thing, last but not least, is the identity journal. Every evening, you fill this out. How did I behave today like my old self? How did I behave today like my new self? And here is know your enemy. Each time you got something in your life you're struggling with, add an enemy. For some, it's smoking, vaping, dating apps, junk food, masturbation, whatever it is. Pick your stuff. Let's say porn and alcohol, bop. And then when something happened to you, add 4. Timer 4. I don't know. Around midnight. And then we fill out those questions. What triggered it? What was I doing before? How did I feel after? How strong was the urge? Did I resist before or not? And some notes about it. Why? Because awareness. The more aware we are about our behaviors, the faster the shift will be. Because each time we feel a trigger for our enemy, And each time we track it, and each time we combine it, how did I behave to my old self? We know when it's happening, why it's happening, and like so, for in the future, we know each time I do this, this happens. Each time I do that, this happens. Therefore, I should stop the cause, and the effect won't happen because the enemy doesn't just randomly appear. Whoop. The enemy is always an effect of something that happened before. This is the system that got me out of homelessness to now having a body I love, to now having a woman I love, to now having a life I love, to now having the money I love. And if you implement this with my help, my friend, you yourself will have a life you love as well. I don't promise this is easy, brother. I promise this works if you do the work.
Hey Fabio, I would like to say thank you very much. Actually, you helped me to increase my income. Thank you. You helped me to make my muscles bigger. Thank you. After each of your sessions, after each our sessions, I really felt inspired. I really felt amazing. I had this drive inside of me, you know. What I really liked in your method, it's perfect combination of both kind of theory and practice, awareness and action. After working with you, I realized how it is important to be able to spend time just with yourself. I like everything in your program. Everything is great. It's just amazing. So thank you, brother. Keep in touch.
And this is my coaching. It's one-on-one because transformation that actually matters doesn't happen in a room of thousands of men. You get a weekly video call, daily contact with me on the messenger of your choice, a system that runs your day so you stop negotiating with yourself every single morning. You just know what to do. You just run like the Terminator and go forward. And this isn't for everyone. It shouldn't be. Again, if you're looking for quick motivation, just fuck off. This isn't for you. But if you're ready to do the actual work, there's a link below, The Alchemy of Will. Click on book a call, let's have a conversation, or just DM me on Instagram. I will be there for you. That's it, brother. Stay strong. See you in the next one.